the cancer in his liver, lungs, and spine. His 2 kids about the same age as mine. And every time I think of them girls, I start crying. So now
Good
I'm trying to shift my
morning,
focus.
y'all.
Sipping on
Tuesday morning, the 28th. Tuesday, the 28th. November 28th. Yes. I'm going to tell you about a couple sponsors, and I'm going to tell you about a nice upcoming event. First up, the Saturday Sign Shop. Have these motherfuckers make some goddamn motherfucking stickers for your ass. Maybe even be true to the goddamn name and have them make you a sign on Saturday. Yeah. Banners, magnets, yard signs, vinyl cut letters, business cards, flyers, and decals. 860-299-3212. satsignshop@gmail.com. They do boat wraps. They work in 3M. They do everything. T-shirts. Fucking... They'll make a motherfucking bib for your baby. Hit them up. Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Open every Saturday. I think they're only open... Yeah, they're only open on Saturdays. 1145C New Britain Avenue, West Hartford, Connecticut. That's what's up. Only working on Saturdays. That shit's real. Hartford Denim Company, a.k.a. Hardenko, is a manufacturer of the strongest clothes available. We at Hardenko stand by that statement by backing all of our products with free repairs for the life of the garment. Made using only the highest quality materials, everything we produce is cut and sewn in our shop in Hartford, Connecticut. We also specialize in the production of commercial aprons for, but not limited to, the restaurant, bar, and woodworking industries. Please see www.hardenko.com for more information. 236 Hamilton Street, Hartford, Connecticut. Mention this ad and you will get 10% off your order. That's a good amount. This episode of the podcast is also brought to you by DeMichele's Barbershop and Emporium, located at 6 Kirby Road in Cromwell, Connecticut, exit 21 off of I-91. DeMichele's specializes in all types of men's haircuts and hot shaves. Services are available by appointment only with Eli. However, you can walk in and get a cut by my man Brandon. Ooh. They can be made conveniently online at DeMichelesBarbershop.com. That's DIMICHELES barbershop.com, or by calling 860-502-3540. Gift cards are available in any denomination, and they also offer my personal favorite, their own water-soluble pomade. So go get a fresh cut, a clean shave, and an awesome product, and tell them Ben sent you. DeMichele's Barbershop and Emporium, responsible barbering. Finally, Tiny Acre Farm is a micro farm tucked away in the quiet corner of Woodstock, Connecticut, specializing in microgreens, salad greens, edible blooms, and cut flowers for restaurants and specialty markets. We are a rural farm practicing urban farming techniques to bring the highest qualities hand-tended produce to some of the best restaurants in Connecticut and Massachusetts. We work with dozens of restaurants, cafes, and retailers across Boston, Worcester, Eastern, and Central Connecticut. Some of the greatest local digs you can find our produce at include The Cook and the Bear, Store and Soil Coffee Company, Goldberger's, Firebox, Division West, It's Only Natural, and OSA. If you are a chef or a local retailer interested in using or carrying Tiny Acre product, contact Matt via email at tinyacrebigoak@gmail.com. That's tinyacrebigoak@gmail.com. Or hit us up on social media at Tiny Acre Farm. Mention this ad and also get 10% off your order. They do not only specialize in microgreens, they do have a skincare line. Hit them up. Tell them you heard it here. You're going to get hooked up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have an awesome guest today, one of my close personal friends. I like to say this guy is in my inner circle. He is an artist. He is a hardcore goer. He is a black metal enthusiast. And he's one of my friends, Jake Blake. Me and Jake get together. We ignorant fucking meals. We go out to nice restaurants all over the Northeast in New York. We talk about crazy shit. We talk about Germanic heathenism. We talk about mysticism. We talk about fucking Lithuanian black metal. We don't really give a shit. And we chop it up. We talk about family. We both share stories about our fathers. We talk about an upcoming art show I'm doing, which Jake has so graciously accepted to help me plan out some stuff, and he's also donating a nice piece of art. We just get into it. We talk a little bit about everything. We had a really good time. Before I get into that, I would like to tell you guys about one little event that's coming up this week after you hear this, and it is going to be Hip Hop for the Homeless Year 4 with my boy Joey Bats. I do not have the artist list because there's probably like 200 motherfuckers on it. I will not be playing any shows this year. Maybe next year, concentrating on some other things. Hip hop will always have my heart. But right now, it's all about this motherfucking podcast. My girlfriend tells me all the time, do one thing 100%. Don't do 10 things 10%. Sometimes I want to be like, listen, bitch, shut the fuck up. But in my heart, I know she's right. November 30th, New Britain, Alvarium Beer Company, 365 John Downey Drive, Suite B. 12-1, Hartford, Chango Rosa, 1 Union Place. 12-2, New London, Oasis Pub, 16 Bank Street. 12-7, Middletown, Nora's Cupcake, 700 Main Street. 12-8, New Haven, Pacific Standard Tavern at 212 Crown Street. 12-9, Jewett City, All Tones, 47 Main Street. All shows start at 8 p.m. Bring canned food and clothing. Suggested donations at the door. All artists are to be announced. You will see me this Friday at the Hartford one. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you this beautiful podcast with me and my boy Jake Blake. Yeah!
I break bread, break bread, break bread, break bread, break bread, I break bread, break bread, break bread, I break bread, break
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
I sound all right, right?
Yeah.
It's not that big. The waveform is not that big. Hold on. No. Is that too loud?
No, it's manageable.
Okay, cool. Fuck it. Ladies and gentlemen, I have my good friend Jake Blake here.
What's up?
Say hi. That's good, Jake. I don't know. I don't even know where to start. We've been fucking around with this goddamn setup for a good hour now, and I got it going, but with some unorthodox connections. But thank you for being patient.
I'm patient.
You're ripped. You got ripped real quick.
Not really, man. I got
Your arms are big. You're like wearing a sheer shirt to your body, but like you could see the definition. You weren't like that last year.
No. Well, I got really sick in Block Island. Like, when was that? Not this past summer, but the summer before that in 2016. I ate a bad clam.
Oh.
And I got thought it was just food poisoning. You know, you're hanging out, you go to sleep, then you wake up, you think you just have like stomach ache, and then you're just throwing up everywhere you can't sleep.
What was it?
I got a gastrointestinal infection. I lost like 25 pounds. I was weighing like 125.
From the clam?
From the clam. I think it was a fried clam.
No way.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And, when I was in like high school, I did a lot of just like whatever working out.
Yep.
But I wasn't super knowledgeable of it. You know, I would just go to the gym and just do whatever I thought I had to do. And then I went to New York for college and couldn't afford a gym and was busy with all that and didn't work out, wasn't as into it. But then after I started getting into it again. Then after I got sick, I was like, oh shit, I have like a blank canvas now and I can just go after it.
I wish I could lose 20 fucking pounds by eating a clam.
Dude, you gotta get a bad clam. So I just started slowly just getting into like calisthenics training at home, just body weight stuff, push-ups, pull-ups, just get a pull-up bar, and then like fool around. Just in those two, you can do so many different different types of them.
Yep.
And then I started getting into more like isometric holds, looking at like reading books like gymnastic strength training, stuff like that. And then I started going to the gym 3 days a week, 4 days a week. Now it's at like 5 mornings a week, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu 3 nights a week, and
Dude, you're
just all of that.
dedicated. I can't even do it right now. But once school's done, I need to make a hard push on it. I don't think I'll ever deadlift like conventionally ever again.
No?
No, I hurt myself really bad in May. And like a fucking idiot, I had like my like max was like 365, and it was like 3 plates
Mm-hmm.
and like the quarter and like some bullshit on there.
Yep.
And I was like, fuck it, let me just do 4 on both sides, 400 or 405, just to fucking look like say that I could do
Yeah.
8 plates.
Yeah.
And I did it. I felt totally fine. I slammed it down, walked away, went home, took a shower. I was good. I woke up the next morning and I was just like, fuck.
Really?
Yeah, I totally like.
So you didn't feel it at the beginning while you were
and
lifting?
it's weird because you usually do. Like
Yeah.
I pinched nerves so many times.
Yeah.
And I have so many like bulging discs, and I just fucking I don't know what happened. And every once in a while that happens. It takes me a little while to like it'll heal, but it takes a while to
Damn.
like move it back into the right place. And this happened in May, and I'm just fucked right now.
Really? Do
Yeah.
you feel it? Like, have you tried since then?
No, well, I have done like a hex bar,
Okay.
like in my driveway,
Right.
and but that's it. Like
Have you gone to like a physical therapist?
I went to my surgeon.
Oh.
And I had an MRI done maybe 2 months ago.
Got it.
And I have to, like an idiot, I fucking was supposed to follow up and call him.
Sure.
And like, I have to call him direct because every time I call the office, they don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I have to make an appointment with him, and then he's got to look at it with me.
Right.
And like, then we have to go from there. And it might be like a fusion or something like that, but I don't, that's going to suck.
Yeah. It took it's so crazy how like the most important like the compound exercise like squats, deadlifts, bench press, they seem so simple, but especially deadlift, there's so many little subtleties that you have to get used to.
Yeah.
Like I just read a ton of articles before I really started going after them, like getting heavier and stuff. I would fucking deadlift, like I would do like a deadlift practice in the shower. Like, I'd just be sitting in the shower, like trying to.
I used to go with like Rob, and like,
Okay. Yeah.
so that motherfucker's just like 1, 2, 3, 4 plates 5 times, and then he's done. And I'm like trying to follow like an actual like cube or like 5-3-1, and like it's just I don't know. I'm 40 years old now. Like, do you stop then? Like, I'm pretty sure like if I was like had a better back health, I'd be okay. But like,
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I also started Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu also, and I'll tell you what, I have never gotten that comprehensive of an all-body workout in my life.
Dude, it's insane.
I sweat,
It's
and
insane.
I can go to the gym and I could do a full like hour of all kinds of squats. I don't sweat. I don't know why.
Right.
And I do that, dude. And it's funny because like you mostly start sweating from the workout they make you do before you start like training or learning or
warm-up,
rolling. Yeah. And the
And I
more
don't know, is your school very warm?
it's not. It's like this. It's not bad.
Okay.
It's not bad. I wish it was warmer just so I would
Right,
sweat more.
right.
But it's like the more people that are there, the more of an insane workout is. Do they do the same thing at yours where it's like, okay, there's 6 people and the dude will point at your instructor will be like, all right, you pick a workout. Or no, they go, you pick a number between 1 and 10. And since everybody there has done it before, they know to say like a high number, not like 2.
No, I don't know what this is.
So this girl's like 9. He's like, okay, pick a workout. And she's like, jumping jacks. He's like, okay, everybody, 9 jumping jacks.
Oh, okay.
Then he goes down the line to the second person. Pick a workout. Push-ups. Okay. 9 jumping jacks, 9 push-ups. Boom, boom. You do it. Next person. Pick a workout. Fucking leg kicks or like
Right.
leg flutters when you're on the ground. So 9 jumping jacks, 9 push-ups, back into the seated position, 9 flutter kicks.
Right.
Jump up. Next dude picks a workout. Next dude picks a workout. By the time it's to me and I'm the 6th person, you're literally doing like this thing that takes you like a whole minute to get through, and you're shot.
Yeah.
You're not shot, but you're warmed up.
Yeah, definitely.
And then they run you around, and then he'll be like, okay, like everybody get a partner. We're going to go over this today.
That's interesting. Yeah, we just do like a, depending on who's instructing that day, we typically have the same instructors, but Tuesdays it's a different guy. I train at Renzo Gracie Academy,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very lucky to be able to train there.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. and I'm just a shitty white belt, so
Same.
Yeah.
I didn't even have a real jiu-jitsu white belt for like the first couple times because they didn't have my size, and they made me use like a Kempo belt, which is like floppy and long and shit, and everybody was just looking at me like an asshole, and the dude finally called me. He's like, yo, we got your belt in. I was like, oh, thank you.
Thank God.
Looking like a fucking asswipe.
It's already bad enough like when you're just there and you're not like, it's a weird thing I've never practiced any grappling martial arts before, so this was very new to me.
Yeah, I've done Kempo when I was younger. I actually got a 2nd degree black belt, but there's no grappling whatsoever.
Right.
It's all like form and like different sets you have to learn. It's almost like a dance that you have to learn, and like some of them go on for minutes. And like it's more memorizing it.
Right.
And then you do like their test to get your next belt. And like you spar and shit, but like there will be like 7 or 8 different sets, and you have to know them perfectly, and you do them in front of the, your instructor.
Right.
And then if you get it wrong, you don't get your belt.
So there's like a lot of like history and like
it's like movement.
Right.
Like you start from the horse stance, and then
gotcha,
moving this way, that way, like it's like pretty much north, south, east, west, and you move through the square doing all this crazy shit. And if you don't get it right, they're like, no.
I actually did a little bit of a year of capoeira when I was in high school.
Okay.
And there was a little bit of that. Well, that's like basically dance fighting.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of that. Like there was a lot of remembering movements and patterns in the movements and doing it. And I mean, jiu-jitsu, there's a lot of that too, but it's more like you're utilizing it in a real life scenario because you're constantly sparring. So it's like you learn the move and then you still can't do it, because you're having someone fighting against you, and you got to really figure out a way to get that person to fuck up enough where you can actually execute something correctly.
Them, and exploit the problem. Like the first couple times I went, like every time like we would like go through like the instruction, it was all good, but then like they're like, okay, you guys got like 45 minutes for like open roll, go ahead. Right. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, like what do I do now? And like dudes will come over and be like, yo, you want to roll? And I'll be like, yeah, okay, but just know it's like I just started,
right?
So just show me some shit. And they're like, yeah, man, I got you. And this dude, like there was this one, like a couple dudes, they were really, really like helpful, and they would show me all kinds of shit. And then this one dude, I could just tell he just looked like a motherfucker. And he kind of looked like Scott Farkas from The Christmas Story. Like he just had a bad
Scott.
He just had like an asshole vibe to him.
Yeah.
His name is Andrew. He came over to me. He was like, "Yo, man, you want to roll?" I was like, "Yeah, dude. Just I just started. Show me something." He's like, "Okay." And like I forget what I did. Like I had him pretty well, and I was like on top of him, and I forget what happened. Like I fell out of it, and I don't know how he did it, but he totally like tossed me. I weigh 240 pounds.
Right.
This dude was not even 200, and I don't know how he must have like flipped me off his back somehow, and I like came down like this, and like when you like land, you slap with your arm like that to like get like take the brunt of the fall.
The momentum is all going out through your hands or whatever.
And then he like got on top of me and he choked me, and I tapped, and I was just like,
did he throw you off? You were on his back?
Yeah, I don't know how he did it. I can't remember.
Right.
And I just remember being like, all right, dude, like, thanks. Like, I just told you, like, I'm a beginner. But it was funny. And my instructor didn't even stop him. He was just like, okay. And everybody, like Chris Fenton and Rob, were like, yo, you're going to get your ass beat for like a year.
Right.
You're just going to get fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, okay, cool.
Yep.
So
I went into, I worked out with Rob last week, 2 weeks ago. I don't know. His gym is right next door to the Enzo Gracie Academy in Greenpoint.
Yeah, he works right next to it.
Yeah, it's very, very nice setup. His and the academy.
Yeah.
And so we did like a workout, and then we went over and did some jiu-jitsu training, and I jumped in his advanced class, and it was honestly more enjoyable. It was definitely more of a challenge. But the students, like when you're only fighting white belts, they have so much to prove, and they're so like explosive, not in a good way.
Yeah.
They're just like, cause like they're not used to it, you know, and they're not thinking. They're just like, like going fucking crazy,
going for it.
And and I felt safer, and I felt like I was learning a lot more going against like blue, purple belts. I felt pathetic, you know, like I wasn't able to like make anything stick or work. But I was just happy if I was able to like defend for like the 3 or 4 minute round and not get tapped out, you know.
Yeah, that's all I'm trying to do now.
I just don't want to tap.
And it's just like I can use my long arms and legs to my advantage, but it also can be a disadvantage because somebody could grab it and just like fucking do me in. And it's just like, what am I gonna do? Like fucking just lay on my back like a turtle and put my like neck into my chest so nobody can get me for like that long? No, like I'm kind of like I was just grabbing the dude's hands and trying to keep him away from me, and it's just like, all right, like this is something I'm not good at, and I liked it. Right.
So, yeah, it's very addicting. Yeah, and it's crazy how every class, like after each class, you felt like you really learned something else, and it's always like you're learning from a mistake.
Yep.
It's very cool how that works. Like it's very cerebral. Yeah. It's fun, like being in a situation that's so exhausting physically and mentally, but still having to keep, you can't really rely on strength at all. You just have to keep your wits about you and just think.
Yeah. And I went into it being like, all right, I'm semi-strong. I'm not as strong as I used to be like last year, but like I definitely have my weight on my side. Right. So like I could just like, you know, use my weight to like pin people and like move them around. Yeah. And it's just like, it's not like that, dude.
Yeah, and then you just get like scissor sweeped.
Yeah, you just get your... And it's one of those things where it's totally true about, like, the bigger you are, the harder you do hit the fucking mat.
Yeah, and it's when like, the hand slap really comes in handy.
Yeah. Yeah. But the dude that teaches at my school, it's called Plus One Defense Systems, and his name's Darren Riesler or Riesler or something like that. And the dude is... I forget what... He's pretty small, but he's bigger than you. So I don't know what weight class that is, but the dude is 6th in the world for no gi.
Really?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Very impressive. And he's got a book, and it's called The Road to Black Belt, and it's just a picture of him on the front with like crutches, a neck brace, like an arm, like in a cast, and it's like that's what he really went through to get there. And it took him that long, and he learned from a Gracie.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like everywhere. Yeah. And I mean, well, they're like the family.
Yeah. So. They're like the dudes that, you know. Yeah. And that's what, like, I wanted to go to Gracie Academy in Canton. There's one up here.
Is there one? Okay.
But it's like a 40-minute drive.
Yeah.
This shit is like 2 streets over.
Right, right.
And it's reputable.
Yeah, I mean, it's always like...
There's a lot of shit schools around here, like these little ones in strip malls and stuff.
Right.
But they have like a full gym, and like they do everything else. It's like they have a full ring, they have a full MMA ring, they have a fucking Krav Maga room. Nice. They have a gym next door, squat rack, everything. Awesome. Fucking dude.
Yeah, so you're all
like,
set.
I don't need anything
And it's
else.
also like now it's so easy to look up like the instructor and see like, are they legit or are they not?
Yeah.
You know? And if they are, great, you know, then you've got a place to train.
And the dude's got a bunch of beasts training for him, other classes. Right. So like if he's not there, he does 3 different days a week, but he's got these other dudes that are in there, and they're fucking... He's little and like thin. These other dudes are like my size.
Okay.
So it's like I'd like to start learning from dudes that are like my weight and shit, show me shit, so I could start using my weight to an advantage.
Because you could definitely utilize that.
And it's just like all this time I was like, I don't give a fuck how much I weigh as long as I have good muscle mass. And now I'm to the point where like, yo, I'm about to just start doing 2,000 calories a day, fucking cut a bunch of weight so I can lose weight but still have like my length.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'll still be strong.
Yeah, because it's like every body type is different, and in BJJ there's always something you can always use your difference to your advantage. You know, if you have long legs, long arms, there's definitely ways to do that.
Like you could be a total fat shit and have an advantage over someone, but also have a disadvantage. Yep. It's like it's pretty crazy, man. And they're like, the dude, like I did a lot of like, I would just go there for like Muay Thai classes and sparring and shit, and like you see the people coming in and out, and like everywhere I go, I know everybody. I don't know anybody here, so it's kind of like refreshing to like not like walk into a place, hey, what's up, man? Like they don't fucking know me from a hole in the wall.
Right.
All they know is like this big fucking tattooed goon is in there, and that's it. That's all they really know. They know my name, and that's it.
Yep.
And like it's cool because I like if I went somewhere like a friend that owned like a like a studio or something, or like a gym, they'd know me and they'd be like, oh, like, or they give you like preferential treatment and shit.
Right.
They ain't giving me nothing.
Yeah.
And I want it like that.
Right.
So I can learn honestly.
Yeah. I that's what I like about my academy. I mean, it's there's a lot of students, but they do a good job with having a lot of students. Like you still get attention, but it's so cool going somewhere where you don't know anyone. You walk in, you feel like completely on your own.
Yep.
And you're pretty vulnerable because you're about to just start like getting very like primal and intimate with someone.
Yeah.
And when I started, like my first class, you just jump right into the beginner courses and you do your warm up. They show you a move, I think like a takedown, and then like a move from the guard or like a guard pass or something.
Yep.
And they show the whole class that. So the class is a mixture of all levels of white belt.
Trying to learn what you just did.
Yeah. And then like I get, then everyone has to start sparring, and they don't tell you what to do. You just start sparring and you just learn from your mistakes, just try and survive.
Yep.
And I mean, I'm very at that. When I started, I was like, man, this is kind of weird, but I guess they know what they're doing, right? And now I'm so happy, that that's how we had to start, because it really just takes you from like basics, and you start to kind of add things together and take things away, and you're like creating a language,
There's like your regular adult class that I can go to. There's a bunch of no-gi classes, but I don't have any rash guards. But like there's a bunch of adult classes, but then there's like a white belt club that only white belts can go to, and then there's like the advanced one that you have to have like they have to like pass you into.
Right.
Like you have to have authorization or whatever. So, but yeah, I plan on doing this a lot more up until the next couple months, because I'll be done with school next month, about a month from today.
Okay.
And then I'll just fucking do what I want.
That's sick. Yeah, it's like, and that's the other thing. I see people in my academy who are like, I don't know, like 70, 80 years old. Like, I'm not joking. And
Anthony Bourdain.
Anthony Bourdain's like young compared to some of these guys. And he actually trains at the same school.
Do you ever see him?
No, I've never seen him.
You got to get in with him, dude.
I've seen George St. Pierre.
Really?
When I think he was practicing with that John Donaher, who teaches, some of like, I think he teaches like advanced no-gi classes, and then he has like his Donaher Death Squad.
Yep.
It's like the leg lock maniacs. And he was teaching GSP grappling, like for his fight with Bisping. That was a month ago. So I've seen him.
Were people like nerding out?
I bumped into him when I was coming out of the bathroom.
You like actually
and he was
into
standing there. Yeah, we were in the locker room, and he was standing there as I opened the door, and I was just like, oh fuck. And I just I nodded and I walked by. I didn't say anything.
He didn't say nothing. He wasn't like. He seems like the nicest.
He was.
Dude
Yeah,
ever.
He smiled and was like, excuse me, and I was like, yeah. I didn't want to. I don't know.
That's amazing. Oh, dude, I actually have to. Hold on, I'll look it up. I actually I'm going to a seminar. Where is it? Hold on, I'll find it. I'm going to a seminar on December 4th. Marcus Aurelio. You ever heard of him?
Yeah, that actually sounds familiar.
He's actually got his own jiu-jitsu academy.
Where is it?
It's at my school.
Okay.
Yeah, Marcus Aurelio seminar flyer.
Oh no, where's his academy?
I don't know. This is just like a flyer for the thing I'm going to.
Gotcha.
But it's weird. What are we at? 2208. I'll make a note to take out all that dead air.
Oh, so wait, we can talk. Like,
I can.
Okay.
Like later.
Got it.
I'll find it. But yeah, that should be fun. And hopefully it was like $40 and it's like a couple hours, so
yeah,
I'll probably just be there like
that's
teaching moves and shit, and
yeah,
then like you could like hang out after and have them show you shit.
Right. It's always good when schools like ours does that too. It's always great to have guest speakers, because you get like the whole school together and they're doing, then they can drill after, and it's always
it's not the same dudes that you've been learning from.
Right.
That's awesome.
Because everyone seems to, and again, like, it's so hard because we're both white belts, so I really don't know what I'm talking about. But
Me neither,
it seems
dude.
like it's great getting info from different instructors, because everyone's got like they might have a slight different way of training a certain move or pass or something.
Yeah.
And sometimes like I'll find those like this part works easier than than, you know, this other way that I learned that.
Yep.
Yeah. So
There was like a couple dudes that were just like, this one dude, I forget his name. I think his name was like Lewis or something. And he was like super cool. He was like, "Yo, you're new? Oh, come here. Look at this. Look at this." And like was just letting me choke him over and over and over. Dude was like a blue belt.
yeah.
He was just like, "Oh, you like this? Oh yeah, cool. Do it like this. All right, do it faster now." And
Right,
like, "All right,
right.
now you got it." And I was just like, "All right, this dude's way better than the dude that like threw me on my face."
Yeah.
But like, I don't mind that. That's the thing.
Right.
Because like it's almost like I haven't had that done to me in a long time.
Right, yeah.
And it's
It's a
humbling.
wake-up call, yeah.
Oh yeah, you're like, you're not the master anymore.
Yeah.
You're
You get humbled every single day.
every single
Makes
day.
you a humble person if you're not already humble.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people need that.
Yeah.
I definitely like have been at some points in my life where I definitely needed that. And
Yeah,
that was
it's good. And it also makes you, it helps with your confidence too.
Yeah.
And just like day-to-day stuff. It's not always like, it doesn't have to do with jujitsu all the time. Like it just, I don't know, like your brain works differently, I think, when you're training something like that.
Analytical.
constantly.
Like you're like, okay, here's a problem. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4 ways I can go about it.
Exactly.
What's the most efficient?
Right.
You know, and
Yeah.
what's going to be the strongest, and what's
Yeah.
going to be the craziest. Like,
It's also interesting how many like successful, you know, people from all different fields go and train jujitsu. You
Mhm.
know, like you see, you know, whether they're celebrities like actors or chefs,
Oh, they're-
or you
and-
know, people who work in tech or people who work in finance.
It's
you know?
everybody.
Yeah,
yeah, there was
it's
like
really cool.
there was like 2 surgeons in my class.
Yeah,
That from like Harvard Hospital.
Awesome.
And they're just like nice guys.
Right,
Just like
right.
regular nice guys.
yeah. It's so weird,
Yeah.
but it's great.
It's strange, dude.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's like, where else do you see all of those types of people get together and beat the shit out of each other?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like in the kitchen. You can have a bunch of chefs, but those dudes are all nasty at doing that.
Right.
It's not like you've come to meet up at this place and you don't know anything about the other person.
Yeah.
You know what they do.
right.
You know what I mean? It's a unique sport.
Yeah, definitely.
But I got to get back into some fucking strength training because I'm just shot.
Yeah, I was at the gym. I had to hit the gym this morning after last night.
Yeah, so we're talking on the day after Turkey Day.
Yeah.
But yesterday was just a bunch of like screaming and congratulating from Meg's family to us for being engaged.
And congratulations again.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
Thank you. It's a huge step.
it's a huge step.
It's a huge step
It's
for
an
any
exciting step.
any person,
Yeah.
man or woman. But now it's just like, okay, cool. I'm gonna stress myself out about this thing now, and I just thought I was gonna be
man.
over it, but no, it's good. It's good. Like I don't know. The more
She seems very enthusiastic.
yeah, she's enthusiastic,
Yeah.
but the more like I like move through the relationship, the more I just don't give a fuck. Like I just want to give her what she wants.
Well, it's easier.
It's easier, but I also want her to
Yeah.
have what she wants at
Exactly.
the same time.
Yeah.
It's not like sometimes I'll be like, I want to give her what she wants just to like make it easier for me. But it's like when you're in a relationship and you know it's working and you can do both of those,
Yeah.
give them what they want to shut them up.
Because it's not even
give
like
them
a
what they want because you want to
Yeah,
like
it's 'cause
give them the best thing.
you're happy to see them happy.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
you're like, okay, cool. I'm doing this for the right reason.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean, and that comes later. I feel like, you know, like I don't always feel that at the beginning. Well, I mean, I guess I feel it in the beginning, and then it goes away for a little bit in the middle. But then, like, after I've been in a relationship for a while, that comes back. I
I've
don't know.
never gotten to this point.
Really?
Like I thought I had been, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I think I had a lot of like mental growing to do. I don't know. I bought a girl a ring before,
Really?
long time ago. Yeah.
Huh.
And just never ended up giving it to her.
Right.
Because she just started being a real fucking bitch. And I was kind of like, okay, cool. I'm glad I didn't do
Right.
that.
Yeah.
But part of me thought she might have found the ring in the house and got weirded out. And she said years later that she did, but I don't think she did because that shit was like, she couldn't have gotten where it was. It was like in a high place where she behind a bunch of shit.
Right. But she knew. So she knew that you had gotten it by then because did you say something or
No, but she told me she wanted to.
Oh,
And I think
okay.
she might have found out that I did.
Okay.
Because I bought it from her friend.
Right.
and it was a bad fucking idea in the first place
Mhm.
because I bought it from a dude who had it because he got told no. So like, it was already kind of cursed.
It's a cursed ring.
Fucking, and then I just sold it on fucking Craigslist to a fucking rich lady in Berlin.
There you go.
Yeah, but I always,
Now she's cursed.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now she just wears it. She just wanted it for a ring. That's
Okay,
how
there
rich.
you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shit was crazy.
That's awesome.
But I just, yeah, I'd never been to this point, and I'm just glad it's with her.
Yeah, same with me. You know.
Like I've known like a lot of nice girls, and maybe it was before I wanted something like this,
Mm-hmm.
and then I knew a lot of fucking assholes.
Mm-hmm.
I knew a lot of maniacs,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew a lot of fucking just complete pieces of shit.
Yep.
And like that's like anybody in the world.
Yeah.
There's like a full facet of all the kind of people you could get.
It's like
and maybe,
also like 85% pieces of shit, assholes, fucking maniacs.
and then 15% like
15% decent.
nice.
No, yeah, like 10% decent, nice. And
Yeah.
then 5% great.
Yeah.
And then 1%
That
Meg
one.
and Juru.
Yeah, that one. And I just had to. It sucks though because like I've really like, I feel like over the years I've just like really dug myself into like a social hole, being so public about like all like these relationships I was in, whether they were good or bad.
Right.
Because nobody remembers the good.
No.
They only
It just
remember
blends
the bad.
in. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you're remembered as like, oh, Ben the asshole that fucking did this.
Because they
did
remember
that.
like the 5 big arguments that you had and like
Yeah.
yeah.
Or like anything you did. And now with social media, like you could break up with a girl back in high school and be done with it.
Yep.
And now it's just shit talking.
Dude, yeah.
And now it's like, now
It's
I'm a 40-year-old
crazy.
adult, and it's just like, I don't have to deal with that anymore.
Yep.
I don't care what the fuck you did. I don't care what the fuck I did. If I don't want to ever speak to you again, I don't have to.
Yeah.
And some people will use that as like a little hook to always keep you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just like, and then, I don't know.
Those people don't have much going on though.
And it's just so like refreshing to be with a girl that I don't need to worry about anything.
Right.
I don't fucking trust anybody. I literally trust 10 people.
Right, right.
You're one of them.
Oh, that's good.
I literally like it, without not including my family because
Yeah,
I do anyways.
of course.
There's literally 10 people in this fucking world that I would like be like, fuck, oh, shit's about to go down. What could I do? Who would give me like a good advice? Where could
Right,
I go?
right.
You know? And it's just like,
Yeah.
she's been the first female to do that.
Yeah, and I mean, I think a lot of people. I don't want to judge, but there's a lot of people in relationships, obviously, and I
Yeah.
think a lot of people rush, and
Yeah.
a lot of people are in them for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, this is all obvious.
Yeah,
But like
we've
when
seen
you,
them.
yeah, when you have someone that is actually good enough to be with for the rest of your life, whether you're getting married or not, yeah, that trust is, you know, cornerstone of it. That's the most important thing. And it's crazy because trust is very rare. Like, yeah, I'm the same way. I don't trust a lot of people. Very skeptical with
Yeah.
everything. I always question everything, but
And it's like you know, they say the whole like keep your circle tight, but like I know too many people, and it's a
Yeah.
curse of my own.
yeah.
You know
Well, it's
what I
also
mean?
like, you know, going to shows and stuff, you know, there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, you always, you know, it's just automatically, because it's like a subculture, whatever, it's automatically a larger group of people that are all into the same thing. So you mingle with more people.
Yeah.
And then you have other circles too. So it's like,
And everybody thinks like, oh, hardcore, man, fucking unity. These guys got your back. I know a lot of fucking pieces of shit
yeah,
in the hardcore scene.
yeah,
You know, I met some of my best friends that I'll know for life there.
Right.
But it's just like anywhere else.
Right.
It's like high school.
Yeah.
I know a lot of fucking hardcore going pieces of garbage.
right.
You know, that I would never want to speak to again.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't, because I can have that. I can have that option at fucking almost 40 years old.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy, man. Like fucking people. I don't know. I just don't understand. But the thing is, like everything we're talking about right now, like all those bad qualities,
Mhm.
I could definitely say that I've done something like that
Oh yeah.
over
course.
through the years.
Of course. Me too. I
You
mean,
know?
everyone's done it. It's just like when
Who's-
you do it,
Who stops?
yeah, when do you decide to stop, and when do you realize what you're doing? You know,
And
not
when-
enough people realize that they're doing it, or they do and they just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They're just greedy and they just want what they can get from other people. You know?
Yep. And that's just like, I don't have anybody else in my life like that.
Right.
It took me 40 years to just start really like, dude, straight up dudes I've known since high school, I've just had to like phase out because I always held on to the relationship because like I've known this guy for years.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy
that don't
like
mean
how
shit.
that's like a thing. Like
Yeah.
how long you knew someone.
Like that's not the cohesive glue.
Right.
Like you could know a piece of shit your whole life, or somebody that's gonna do you wrong.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I always try to think, I'm like, am I being paranoid? I don't think so.
No.
I think I'm just being cautious.
Right.
Like, you know, like in any regards, whether it's friends that are males or lovers.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
but yeah, it's a nice feeling. Like her family and her mom and her stepdad and her whole family, like they adore me. And
That's
like,
important.
And I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
I'm a fucking idiot. And they just love it. They love me. Every time I go over there, dude, I text with her grandma.
Really?
Her grandma texts me. Dude, her grandma looked like the youngest person at Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Couldn't even she had like fitted jeans on and these fucking little like weird like tassel
That's
boots.
great.
Dude, she's hilarious. We call her Graham. And she'll just like something, well, I forgot, like when I graduated, she like texts me.
Yeah.
She's like, I heard about your big accomplishment, honey. And it's just like so funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Because like my parents don't even text me.
Right.
Because they
right.
don't know how to.
Yeah, it's very impressive that this woman can text.
Yeah, and it's just like different kind of like subsets and generations. Like if my grandmother was still alive today, would she text? My parents don't even.
Mine is a very crafty woman. She cuts paper into, you know, images, and they're like super detailed. Like
That's
they're
awesome.
Impressive. And so she just sends like, I don't know how she does all this, but like she's got like a list of every grandkid, grandkid, great grandkid, birthday, Christmas, whatever.
She's got like a fucking
And
Excel
she does
sheet.
specific cards for each one, a new one every time. You know,
That's
now
amazing.
Drew's getting them because we're engaged.
Yeah.
She gets her thing, and that's her text. She doesn't text, and then she doesn't call me. I have to call her because she thinks she's bothering me if she calls me. So
Oh, dude, don't you love that? That's
it's like you
hilarious.
call her and it's like, oh, thank you so much for calling.
Yeah.
It's like, don't thank me.
No.
mean-
I called my parents on Thanksgiving, and they just like, I called them when we got engaged, and my mother was like, oh, congratulations, and immediately starts being like, I know Meg's good for you, like, you guys got this. And then she just immediately starts talking about divorce rates. And I'm just like, and I got her on speakerphone. Meg's just like crying.
Oh,
she's
man.
laughing so hard. I'm just like, this is my mom. Like, she's such a black cloud. And yeah, like I'll call her for something like that, and then it just completely turns into like,
well, you know,
my foot. I hurt my foot the other day. It's not right. It's not right yet. And I'm just like, all right, Mom, I gotta go. Like, I love my mother, but
Yeah,
it's just
of
like
course.
she's turned into like this crazy old person who just like, I don't know. Every time I call her, like, we can't have a conversation about something nice and then get off the phone. We could start with it, and then she'll be like, you know who died? And I'm just like, what the fuck? Can we just not go there today?
how's your dad? How's he on the phone?
He's crazy.
Yeah?
My dad's real fucking crazy, but like if he wants to tell me something, he'll just get on the phone, he'll be like really enthusiastic about it, and that's it, and then get off.
Yeah.
You know, and like he does this weird thing where like I'll ask him a question, and he like, I don't know if it's because of his hearing, but he definitely heard exactly what I said. So I'll be like, what'd you do today, Dad? And he'll be like, what'd I do today? Yeah, I just asked you that. Or I'll be like, what are you guys going to do for the holidays? What are we doing for the holidays? And I'm just like, it's really frustrating. And he does it to me and my brother and my brother's girlfriend and Meg.
Mhm.
And it's just like, no one gets it. I don't
Right.
get it. Like, I try to like cognitively figure him out.
Right.
And I just can't put a thing on it. It's very strange.
Does he?
Very strange.
Does he end up answering after?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And he'll be the dude that's like, my mom says he does have like a hearing issue.
Mm-hmm.
and like we'll be at like a couple years ago, we're all around like the Thanksgiving table,
Right.
and like me and my brother are like fucking with him, and we're like, Dad, we heard you love to suck cock, and he'd be like, what'd you say? And my brother would say something totally different.
Yeah.
My mother's just losing it, like laughing or telling us to stop. But like I'll go like into the kitchen, like a whole room away,
Right.
and like whisper some shit to my mom.
And he'll hear it.
and he'll be like, "What are you talking about?"
Dude,
and
my
I'm
dad's the exact same way.
like, "What? How did you not hear us telling you suck dick?"
It's like some dad thing. Like you get like a certain fucking age.
It's like
and
a
you can just-
frequency.
it's like, yeah, because it happens. I'm trying to think if it happened so far since I've been in Connecticut, probably. But like when my sister's home too for the holidays, he'll sit out in like the living room and watch TV, and it's
Yeah.
like on like volume like level 100, you know.
Totally
And-
maxed out.
I'll be in the kitchen, and I'll be like, "Why is the TV so loud?" You know, and then I'll hear, "You know what? You know why it's loud. You know, sometimes when they're just talking, it's too soft, so I have to turn it up, and then it gets loud. You know," and he hears everything. And it's like, the fuck, like, why do you have it that loud? And you can hear me whispering to mom with the TV on like that.
Yeah. I never understood that.
Yeah.
I never understood that. Do you ever have like times and like instances where you're like, fuck, and you do something just like your dad?
Oh yeah, like more and more lately.
Yeah.
Like I'm
I
starting
think
to realize
it like
lately.
happens.
Like,
you
yeah.
start turning in.
It's really weird.
Yeah, I'll do something and I'll be like, God damn it. Like,
This is my dad.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, me too.
My dad's out of his mind. And he's like a nice dude, but like he's not. It's really weird. Like when I graduated last May, he there's like a video. Meg took like a video, and like somebody walked in front of him while I was walking across the stage. There's like an aisle, and you can hear my dad go, "Get the fuck out of my way!" And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, what if that person turned around and asked you why you said that to him? What would you say?
Yeah.
Like, what if you got into a fight at my
At your son's graduation.
college, like master's level graduation? Like, what the fuck? And like, he don't think about that.
Right.
And it's just like, I don't ever want to be that, like I'll beat the shit out of somebody
Sure.
if it's warranted.
Yeah,
but I don't
yeah.
want to be that like weirdo that people think they're gonna set off and he's gonna ruin your time.
Right, because that's a whole different thing. And
Yeah.
I think like when you're younger, they blend.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I'm
There's
just a fucking maniac. I don't
Yeah.
care, you know? But then like when you're older and you have to like do stuff, like
Be out in the world.
attend graduation ceremonies and, you know, go out to eat and go to like events, functions or whatever the fuck. Yeah, you have to act like an adult.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know, man. Sometimes he doesn't. It's just like, he makes these like weird faces. Like he asked Meg asked him if he needed anything at CVS when he was here, and like he did like this weird thing where he was like, and he like looked at her like crazy, like an owl, and she was freaked out. She was genuinely freaked out, and he does it to my brother's girlfriend too.
Weird.
Yeah, it's strange, and it's like I see that.
Right.
And I'm not saying like my dad like disgusts me or anything.
No.
But I like see that, and I just am like, every time I do something that I feel is like him, I'm like, I don't ever want to do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like my grandfather used to walk around the house and just like sing little stupid songs about nothing.
Right.
And I do the same thing.
Yeah.
And I like sometimes I'm like, I wish I could be like him because he was awesome.
Right.
So where was the disconnect between him and my dad and then me?
I have a lot of like I get along with my dad real well. You know, he's funny. He definitely, obviously, can do things that are annoying as hell. And yeah, like I said, lately I'll notice things that I do, like little, I guess, habits or something. Like, wow, this is very, very similar. This is kind of crazy. And I will like consciously, I'll be like, all right, I have to. I don't want to do this anymore. You know.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I think, you know, I didn't meet my grandfather on my dad's side, but like I knew my mom's father very well, and I think it's just like you spend so much time with your parents and not as much with your grandparents, you know, that like you live with your parents, you know.
Yeah.
So just the proximity, you find more things that you can be like annoyed with, you know. So it's easier to be like, oh, I see this and I don't want to be like this, and it's easier to also like look up to like a grandfather, because you know he's automatically got this like patriarchal, you know, like feeling around, like aura around him, you know,
Yeah.
'cause he's your grandfather. So you're gonna, you know, you respect him and all of that. So I think it's easier to look at that and want to emulate someone like that.
Yeah.
And then like your dad, like I argued with my dad all the time when I was growing up.
Me
you know,
too.
I was like an asshole in college, so I was always in high school, so I was always getting in trouble. So, you know, you've got a lot of like moments of tension,
Mhm.
I guess, to put it lightly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My whole
So-
high school career was tension.
Yeah, so like you deal with all of those things with your me personally with my immediate family, and then with my grandparents it was mainly more like happy times, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that might be part of it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. My grandparents never disciplined. Like they lived above us for
Right.
most of their lives.
Okay.
And like my grandma would yell at us and shit, but like my dad would be like the hand of doom.
Right. Yeah.
Like
That's where
they
the
never
discipline
beat our
comes from.
ass, and
Right.
that's why I think we looked at them like they could do no wrong.
Yeah.
Kind of deal.
Yeah.
I remember
They get you gifts when you're sick and stuff.
Yeah,
and
fucking take care of you, come get you from school, and
Yeah.
your parents.
And your
can't.
parents are like, you don't need those gifts.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And it's just like I remember like my dad like being like real fucking like just real angry when we were growing up. And I remember like walking on eggshells, and one day so my grandfather parked his car in our garage.
Mm-hmm.
And there was only one parking space because the other side of the garage with the other door was all my dad's like there was like all tools and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I wanted to get my bike out, I'd have to like kind of slip it through the little like opening between the wall and my grandfather's car. And he had like an old like fucking probably like it had to have been like it had to be like a 77 or a 78 Malibu.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like an old like long boat.
Mm-hmm.
But it was pristine.
Mm-hmm.
And he would wax that shit.
Yeah.
He would fucking clean it. He would always keep up on it. And one day, you know when you fucking lose like the grip on your handlebar,
I know.
and your bar starts coming through the end.
Yep.
I fucking was pulling my bike out. I scratched his car, a big ass scratch, and I was like, "Fuck."
And then it's like, you don't want to tell him.
So, I told him. Well, I think he might have saw me do it. I can't remember. And I remember I was terrified because if it was my dad's car, he would have come outside, beat the shit out of me, grounded me, and that would have been it.
Right.
My grandfather comes walking over, and I'm like, "Oh fuck!" And he goes, "Did you just do that right now?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't know what happened." And he goes, "Hold on," and he pulls the car out. He pulls out all of his like cleaning shit,
Mm-hmm.
the wax and all
Mhm.
this, and he showed me how to fix it
See, that's awesome.
and buff it out.
Right.
And I was just like, "All right, like I get it now."
Yeah.
And like that story has stayed with me
Yeah,
forever.
that's-
Where if it was my dad, done,
Right.
all
Right,
done.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if he didn't see me do it, I would have been scared until he did.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
So
That makes sense. And that's like that's awesome parenting too. I mean,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and he was.
If
like,
I have a kid, I want to be able to do it like that.
That's why he was my favorite like person to this
Right.
day. He was
Right.
my favorite person ever.
Yeah.
Just like that shit. Never yelled at me one time.
Yeah.
Never had to. That's why.
Right.
So.
Well, because you're a kid. You
Yeah.
know? You make mistakes.
And
But
he's like, I'm the grandfather. He just didn't want to be a dick, I
Right.
think.
Right.
He was like, he's got a dad to do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. And that's I think that's how it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, dad's got to be the discipline and the hand of doom.
Both of them were. My mom
Yeah.
and my dad.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Did your mom do the "I'm gonna tell your dad when he gets home" thing?
If we were older and she couldn't handle us herself, she started doing that.
Yeah.
But at a young age, she would just fucking.
She would just
beat our asses
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
The first time I ever got tattooed, she almost killed me,
Really?
dude. You know like those like orbital chairs from like Pier 1 Imports, like the bamboo. It's like half of a sphere cut in half with a pillow in it.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yep.
it's like a perfect like circle,
Yep.
like a half of a sphere.
Yep.
With the like the ottoman.
Yeah.
It's just like a little thing with the pillow on top.
Yep.
when I got my first tattoo, she hit me with the ottoman, like from another room, like threw it at me. It like hit me on the side of the head and my shoulder. And my dad, being the violent one growing up, went, Denise, what are you doing? Chill out. And I was like, what the fuck? My mother lost it, dude. She was so red. She was screaming. Damn. She was just going, get out, get out.
Whoa.
Yeah, I didn't like go back for a couple days.
How old were you?
17.
Okay.
And it was illegal. And she was like,
Damn.
I'm going to fucking sue him. And she knew exactly who did it. Oh. She was like, I'm going to fucking sue him. I'm going to go down there. And I was like, oh, fuck. Phantom Ink.
Phantom Ink?
Phantom Ink of Forestville, Connecticut.
Shit.
I got this shitty kanji, and Chauncey, we both got tattooed in the same time. Mm-hmm. And he got this, like, Cornerstone put like an album out, like they did an album, and then they had these weird stickers, and they had like this one outline drawing of like, it looked like a superhero of some kind, like a Hulk.
Yeah,
yeah,
like, I know exactly
like a really
what you're
muscular
talking about.
dude.
Yeah,
and he just got the one-liner of that, man. Which is actually an awesome.
That's a
first
very
tattoo.
Cool first tattoo.
Yeah, my shit sucked. I got strength, seek, truth on my leg.
Strength, seek, truth.
And then I got flames put around it at a later date.
Nice.
And now I'm like, I have like a full outline that it's gonna go over it, but it's just like, talk about like, what was your first tattoo? Did you have some piece of shit like me?
No, it's just this. Well, I only have one.
You only have one tattoo?
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's right. You don't really have a lot. What do you got?
I got something for my good friend who passed away. Like 2000. I was a sophomore in college.
Oh yeah, you got that wolf head with the chains.
Yeah,
dude, that's actually sick. I never see that. Why don't I see that? You always got long sleeves on.
I'm always draped in black.
Yeah. You're always draped in Rick Owens. That's awesome. Pull it up a little more.
So this is my first one. I am actually getting a new one, I think, soon. I'm just like,
You have a total gang tattoo on your arm. It's a wolf with a chain. He's wearing a chain
that on the podcast.
JBK on it, dude. That's awesome.
That's my friend's initials.
I know so many people that would get that right now.
Yeah.
I know so many dudes that would get that right now.
I came up with this.
Wolf with a chain. It's like the most evil thing you can get.
I came up with this back in like, it was before he passed away. Because I'm weird. Like, I have like a few tattoo ideas that I really want.
And then you'll wait.
And then I'll wait till there's an artist that I like how he does it.
Yep.
And then I'll get it. Because I'm not like, I don't know. I love tattoos. I love them on other people. But like with me, I don't, and this could change, but I just like the look of just having like just random ones on me.
That's awesome. And it's like an evil wolf. It's like, you know, if
I
a
told
dude
the
did
guy, I was like, I want it black and white. I don't want it to look too clean. I almost want it to look just fucked up, you know, like not perfect. And he like just drew it and he showed it to me because I was like, I don't want to do it. Because everyone's like, oh, you know, you're an artist. You should do it. I'm like, I don't know shit about drawing tattoos. Like, that's a whole other thing, you know? And this guy at Fun City in New York.
Okay.
This guy Simone.
My Darren used to work there.
Did he?
Yeah.
Really?
Darren worked there a long time ago, I believe.
They're like, they say they're the oldest shop in the city.
Yeah.
So it's very cool. This guy came here. Simone came from Italy and does like these great. He does a lot of single needle work, which he's incredible at. And he drew this up for me, and I loved it. And he made the wolf look mean.
How long ago was that?
I don't know. 2 years ago.
You got that 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
Yeah.
Like that's a stand-up wolf. You'll see like a wolf, like a dude got like 10 years ago, and it just doesn't. I saw a
lot of them because I was looking at like reference.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, fuck, I don't even know if I want this anymore because all of the ones I'm seeing, like, they don't look how I'm imagining it.
Yeah.
And then he did this, and I was like, actually, yeah, I do want that.
That's awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. You could totally go to prison with that, and dudes would be like, yo, that shit's good. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
tell us a little bit about, well, I know, but tell our listeners about your fine art trade.
So I am an artist. I'm a painter.
Mm-hmm.
I do paintings and drawings, and I show my work in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
And I do a lot of black and white abstract pieces with some. I used to, when I was younger, I did a lot more representational work. So like drawing like really detailed stuff. I went to college for illustration.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized I didn't want someone telling me, well, illustration, you know, was going away from analog and going very digital.
Yeah.
And I wasn't as into that. Like, I like looking at it. It's great, you know. I'm not against it. I just don't like doing it personally. And I wanted to work with, like, my hands. I wanted to do, like, you know, graphite, paint, all that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the illustration turned out to be great for, you know, like, getting a foundation in making art. You know, if I went to, like, a fine art major, it's more just like, oh, you know, paint what you're feeling like painting. You know, there's no, like, there's no regimen. There's, you know, there's no fundamentals. Like, this is how you do it right. And that's the only way to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
Once you know how to do it, then you can break the rules, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So illustration had the rules. And if I wasn't getting what I wanted out of certain classes, I would stay after with teachers and ask them to, like, show me stuff. So I think, I mean, art school is very weird. A lot of people think it's, like, kind of, you don't really get much out of it, but I think you get what you put in.
Oh,
so,
totally.
yeah,
Like any other school.
Exactly. So, you know, I got a lot of good information. I'm really happy with the work that I put out coming out of there, but now my work's completely different. You know, it went from, like, representational drawing to, like, abstract painting. It's more fun. And I still, I don't know, I still have, like, that same feeling. Like, instead of sitting down and rendering something for, like, 8 hours, I'll sit down and stare at, like, a line or a splatter for, like, a few hours, you know?
Yeah.
So it's still, like, the same, like, enjoyable monotony that I like about it, you know?
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so now I also just started doing a little collaboration with our mutual friend, Eric.
Talk about it. The shit you guys are doing is so cool.
I'm really happy with it. We started making, well, Ben introduced me to Eric Adrian Santiago.
Mm-hmm. Scandalous.
Our listeners will know him as Scandalous.
And I reached out to him because I was actually following him already because I liked he makes leather goods. He makes bags and belts and all this cool shit.
Mm-hmm.
Harnesses.
I forget. I think I, like, sent him a message one day and I was like, yo, you should check out my friend Jake. I think you guys are on, like, the same fucking page.
Yeah, he started following me. I was already following him. And then I was like, you know, I like his stuff. If neither of us reach out, it's not going to happen. So I just shot him an email. I was like, hey, I like your stuff. Let's do a collaboration. Maybe I'll paint on some of your bags and we could show them at, you know, the gallery that I show stuff at. And he wrote back. He's like, yeah, that sounds awesome. And then I noticed that he posted a picture of a leather bowl. It was like a hardened leather, like, bowl, you know, very simple.
Fur-lined on the inside?
No, it was just plain leather. That came
later.
after we put our minds together.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, wait a second. We can do something with this. So we kind of scrapped the original idea and we were like, let's just say fuck it and make a brand. You know, let's make a brand, and we make handmade functional art. So, like, they're all one of a kind because they're all made completely by hand, start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
And I work, my day job, I work in interior design, and I work at a design showroom, and I see tons of design pieces daily, and some of it's good, a lot of it's boring.
Mm-hmm.
We only carry good stuff, obviously.
I love that place.
Thank you.
Flair,
yeah, great stuff. Flair Home Collection in Soho. So Eric and I, you know, we have a very similar aesthetic, and we said let's make this brand. Let's make leather bowls, vessels, vases, objects. You know, let's start there and make these functional art pieces for the home, and let's, like, see how kind of out there we can get with it. You know. So we did a bunch of, like, long, like, FaceTimes because he lives in LA and I'm in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And we came up with a name for the brand, Act of Guilt, which is we love the name because it's like you're buying this thing that's not cheap. You don't need it, but it looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
And it just sits in your house. I mean, maybe you can put food in it if you want or something, but it's really just to sit there.
Mm-hmm.
So we make these things. So it's hardened leather. It's made using like an ancient technique that people would use to make armor.
Mm-hmm.
So you take a hide. We're using like cordovan, I believe. It's vegetable tanned leather, and so we'll first build a mold where we'll buy we'll buy some bowls and that we like the shapes of, and we'll sit them upside down, and we'll create like a post that this bowl will sit on, and then we can drape a square of leather. We'll cut a square of leather over that, and we'll wet the square so it's malleable, and then we'll put the leather on top of this bowl, and we'll start to mold it with our hands and get it into an interesting like abstract freeform shape. After you wait a while, it won't harden, but it'll stay. It won't be
stay
moldable.
in that form.
Yeah, and if we like the form, then we can make that permanent. And the way to make that permanent is to boil it. So you could just dip it into like a giant tub of boiling water, which is hard because you don't have the space for it. But what we do is we just do like 20 pours of like a boiling kettle. So you can target areas that might need more heat added to it.
Okay.
And then after a while, that leather will you can flick it. It feels like wood. It's very brittle.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's ready to go. So Eric does a lot of the leather work, and I do the painting. So after the shape is molded and hardened, I paint them. And then it's a mixture of paint and resin. And then at the end, they're resined over so they're protected and they can, they're archival.
Okay.
Yeah, so we do a lot of that. This collection that we're doing now, he was living in my house for about 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
He was a very good guest, respectful, made me breakfast.
I love him.
Our dynamic is we joke about it. Have you seen What About Bob?
Yes. You guys are polar opposites, and that's why I think it works so well.
So he's Bob,
yeah,
and I'm Dr. Leo Marv.
Yeah. Dude, that's so perfect.
And yeah, it's kind of crazy because we are kind of opposite, but it worked. Like we get along really well.
Oh yeah.
And it was great like going to like jujitsu and going to the gym together, because then we could choke each other too to just get that aggression out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but it was awesome having him at my house because I could see his process and he could see mine.
And you're going there next month.
And I'm going there next month. I'll be there for a little bit. And so that means, if necessary, I could hypothetically make something out of leather here if I need to fix something or make a new piece really quick, and he could, paint one over there. So, we're able to kind of do these on our own, but still he's, the one that's primarily gonna be doing the leather working, and I'm gonna be primarily doing the painting. And yeah, we're working on a collection. The first collection is like 15 pieces and all different sizes. Some of them have fur on the inside. They're pretty crazy. They're hard to explain. But yeah, you can check our Instagram out. It's Active Guilt. Yeah, just all one word.
Do you are you guys gonna when you're done with the first collection, are you gonna have a show, or are you just gonna put it up?
No, we haven't been showing any of these yet. I mean, we've been showing pictures, but they're all kind of, we want to wait till we have the whole collection before we do a show. So we're gonna have kind of a launch party probably at Flair.
Yep.
When they're all done, and then we have to just figure out the best time to do it. So we're not in a rush. We just want to do it all right. You know?
Totally.
And then we have a couple galleries that we're looking at out west in LA.
Nope.
We've got Flair in New York and one other that we're interested in. And then we're going to try and get into a couple in Europe and Asia, and that's it. We want to stay exclusive to all of these, to these places, and each gallery that carries our stuff will have certain exclusivities with our pieces. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
so we're
awesome.
very excited.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I know.
I want to go. Make sure you give me proper notice.
Of course.
Because I gotta come to that.
Yeah.
That is so fun, dude.
It'll be great.
Your last show at Flair was super cool.
Oh yeah, the Python paintings.
I fucking just felt so out of fucking I just remember I shouldn't have wore that fucking stupid blue plaid shirt.
Why?
I don't know.
Great.
No, everybody else there looked great, and I wore that. I remember that picture we took with what's his name, AJ.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I look like a fucking cocksucker.
No, I think you were wearing a jacket.
No, I was wearing
No?
this stupid ass fucking like ill-fitting flannel. But now, when I come,
You're gonna be in like,
black,
yeah.
blacked out. I'm gonna fucking watch. I'm gonna turn my inner goth on for one night. Dude, I can't wait. That shit's so. That's gonna be so fun. Those ones
Yeah.
with the fur on the inside, those are dope.
My mom gave me a great idea.
What?
I don't know if it was maybe my mom and my sister. I don't know, but we should make huge ones that like people can lay inside.
Dude, you totally could. That's like those
safe spaces.
That's like those weird things from the 70s that they sold. Those weird chairs that was like a little stick.
Yeah.
And then the big orb that
Yeah.
you sat in.
Yeah.
But you could like make it like a beanbag chair almost.
Yeah, like it's like low in the front, but there's still a little lip on it.
It's
and
like
then it
those
just
things that the dogs get in. Those like
Yeah.
little tents or some shit.
Yeah, and it's
Dude,
just got all this fur inside, so you could just like cuddle up in it.
you could make one for just like your centerpiece at like a show.
Right.
And
right.
just like, let people like sit in it and shit.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
and
we
just-
have a couple ideas of some crazy centerpieces, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
I
don't
don't want to give that away.
keep it.
Because
That's
then
awesome.
someone's gonna hear it and be like, "Fuck, all right," and then they just make it.
That's fucking great, dude. I'm happy for you guys. You guys
Thank
are
you.
doing really
Thank
well.
you.
You guys do awesome work.
Yeah, we actually sold one, and they're having like, because we made a couple, not really prototypes. I guess they're finished pieces, but
Mhm.
I'm really like, they're all great. I love them all, but the ones that, I feel like with art or if you're creating something, you should always like your most recent stuff
Yeah.
the best, and that's how we feel. So I believe we're going in the right direction. But some of the ones that we are showing, which is like 4 or 5 pieces, we've already started to sell. So
That's awesome.
people seem into it.
Who are these buyers? Just people for that come into Flair?
Yeah, it's mainly other interior designers who are buying things for like their clients.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's usually how it goes. I don't really know the names of people.
So these are like sitting in people's houses that are like
yes, yeah, like rich people.
mega rich.
Yeah,
If you have your own interior designer, you're doing
yeah. If you have your own interior designer, you're doing something right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'd love to. Too bad it can't trickle back down to you where they can like send you a picture of what it looks like in their home.
I know. I've seen
That would
like
be
with
sick.
paintings of mine that have sold, I'll see like randomly someone will tag me and it'll be like a client who has like the painting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, But I haven't. We didn't sell that. We've only sold I think one bowl, and then another one's like out on approval right now. So
Mhm.
so I don't
What's
know
that
who
mean?
bought. Approval is though like when a designer they'll like go to your showroom and they'll take a bunch of stuff for like 3 days, and you hold a credit card, and they see how the stuff looks like in their client's house.
Okay.
And if they like it, they buy it, and if they don't, they send it back.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's interesting.
That brings me to my next segment. Remember, so February 24th,
Mm-hmm.
Saturday,
Yes.
8 p.m.,
Okay.
Chango Rosa,
Okay.
downtown Hartford,
Okay.
is where I'm having that art show. I'm
Right.
still in the infantile settings, and I'm not going to say too much.
Mm-hmm.
Why did I start talking about this?
It's gonna be great though.
I don't know. I just had like an actual reason I was giving you all that. Oh yeah, like I'm learning from you slowly about the rules of having a silent auction art show. Well, I'm trying to like
Right.
pull these things at you, but every time we sit down and talk, we end up eating a meal and going to like a fucking movie or a hardcore show,
yeah.
and I don't really get to talk to you much about it. But like I've been doing my research, and I just don't like.
It's funny, like silent auctions, like I don't know too much about.
You know about
But-
like
But I know about like
galleries
galleries
showing
and how they
art.
work. Yeah, and like curating shows and how to and like selling art and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, it's definitely weird.
Yeah.
it's scary.
It's and also like being an artist, there's definitely a social aspect that comes with that. Like I'm not going to say all, but a lot of artists are definitely socially awkward. I don't think I'm very socially awkward. You know? And I think to truly get the most out of it, if your goal is to be a successful, whatever successful means to you, like if your goal is to sell art and make a good living off of it, you have to be fucking social.
Yeah.
You have to know some business. You know, you have to network. And I mean, I'm social, but I don't like network because I don't fucking want to go to art shows all the time and talk to people. You know, I want to hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
I want to go eat food and go to hardcore shows, you know. Yep. But I still have to go out and mingle and be social so I can sell stuff. But yeah, you know, as an artist, selling your stuff and selling yourself is it's a fine line to walk on. If you want to stay real, but you also want to make a living.
Yeah. And you also don't want to overstep yourself and make yourself like look like a prick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of that too.
Pretentiousness.
Yeah, man.
Especially where you live.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yep. And galleries are like the next step because I mean every artist wants a gallery to show their work because that's their best bet of selling it. So the way galleries work with artists is also very it's kind of weird. I mean every gallery works differently with artists, but you know they're obviously going to take a good cut, like usually 50%.
Really? That's what it is?
Yeah, man. But remember, they have to pay their rent.
True.
For their space, which in New York is not cheap.
No.
They have a client list. They have, you know, their reputation, depending on the gallery. You know, it'll be a good reputation, hopefully. And yeah, they have their clients, and they'll look at your work, and they'll see if your work is saleable or not. And you could be an artist fresh out of college with an amazing portfolio, just as good as all their artists. They're probably not going to take you
because no one knows you.
They don't know you, and they don't know if you're going to be producing this caliber of work in another 10 years. You know, that's why if you look at like the biggest galleries, a lot of the artists are older. You know, I mean, there's definitely younger ones too, but it's very rare to see like someone in like their early 20s in a good gallery,
killing it.
You know, yeah. Unless like, well, I mean, that's maybe not completely accurate now with like Instagram because these social media tools are huge for doing that. Yeah. But then once you blow up using that, then a gallery might look at you.
Yeah.
You know,
but then
they're never going to be the first step.
But then you got to keep that power. You got to keep that staying power.
Yeah. You got to stay on top of everything. You got to be, and like to be that way on Instagram, you have to be like hype.
Yeah.
You know, which I don't know the first thing about.
Me neither.
So I just try to make work that I like, and if someone buys it and puts it in their house, that's awesome.
So like my art show is, I've got like a lot of people that are donating art. I haven't received any yet, but you know, it's in February.
Sure.
But like all the proceeds are going to this foundation called AIDS CT, and like they're going to purchase the Narcan for me that we are going to distribute to multiple harm reduction like places around the center of Hartford.
Right.
Whether it be needle syringe exchange trucks, you know, shelters, shit like that. And they did something, the people that I'm getting it from did something similar last year, and with all the Narcan that they distributed throughout the whole year, and they track which ones were used. Like they get like, I don't know if it's through like the EMTs, but it's like there is 393 people brought back from overdose.
Sure.
So that's 393 potential lives saved.
Yeah.
And I was talking to the lady when when I actually reached out to her, and I was like, listen, I don't know how much I'm going to get you. It could be $9. It could be $9,000. And she's like, if you gave us $5, it would fucking be something. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I was like, all right. So, like, because me, like, as a person without a prescription, like, I can't, like, take, like, say I got, like, 10 grand. Like, I can't go buy Narcan. Like, you need a prescription.
Right.
And you need to be, like, so, like, an entity like that has the means to do it, and they have the means to get it for cheaper. A double pack, 2-pack of Narcan right now with a prescription with no coupon is $109.
Shit.
But like an agency like that can get it like wholesale,
right?
Or for a little, like way cheaper than that. And then we're just gonna take them and like give them to where they gotta go. So, but yeah, like I know where I'm doing it. I know the day I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And I know the people that are gonna donate.
I'm sure it's gonna be successful because some of the people that are donating are
We do
They
have
make good work.
Yeah, including yourselves.
Thank you.
You're one of the heavy hitters. There's like I got 3 heavy hitters that are actual people that make a living off of art. And
Yeah.
I'm glad to have them as part of it. But then it's like, all right, so what do I do now? I have these potentially expensive pieces. How am I going to go about getting that into a customer's hand without like selling it for way cheaper than it's worth? That's my only fear.
Right.
I got a lot of graffiti artists. I got a lot of like regular everyday artists giving stuff, and that's well and good, and I like that because those are people that are going to bring more people to the show. They're going to promote it. But like, say I get this like huge piece from somebody that's like worth a lot of money, like, is there going to be anybody at the show that's going to buy it for what it's worth? Like, am I going to sell like a $4,000 piece of art to somebody for $50? Like, that's not what I
think
don't
it
want to do.
also
That
depends on the people that are at the show,
and that's why
that's
like,
it's going
there's-
to be your guest list. Yeah.
we have like there's going to be dregs of society, and there's also going to be like I'm trying to get the mayor involved,
Right.
and there's going to be like I'm hoping for like a tier of people.
I think
and I think the
that's
art
possible.
will also have a tier. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
And it's then the thing is like, all right, let's say not everything sells. What do I do with the stuff left over? If I want to do this, which I do, which I want to do it yearly, do I save it till the next show?
You could.
Or do I give it back to the artist? Or do I ask them what they want to do with it?
Yeah, it's
I
tough.
probably
mean,
would.
I feel like
I'd probably
if
be-
I'm donating something to that, it's yours.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great if someone buys it. I'm donating it for the cause.
Yeah. And I
So-
think if anything doesn't sell, I'll hold on to it,
Right.
and bring it back for the next year. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm trying to do this yearly.
That would be.
I want to blow it up.
No one's doing anything like that. And I mean, that's. I mean, you see all these auctions, these big auctions at huge auction houses. I mean, you just saw at Christie's that Leonardo da Vinci painting just sold for $450 million. Which is the most. It destroyed like the previous records, which I forget if it was Warhol or Picasso or Francis Bacon. I don't know, but it was like it wasn't even. It was like high 100 millions was the last record, and now one just sold for 450 million.
Do
It was
they
a-
tell you who the buyer was?
No one knows yet. But I mean, these people, they have their auctions for art, and it's great.
Who's got $500 million?
Bill Gates? I don't know.
It's probably somebody like
Right?
that.
Right? I have no idea. But I mean, this is an auction for like a really good cause,
Yeah.
and it's something that unfortunately needs to be looked at more deeply, especially now. Like, there's an overwhelming. Now I'm guessing is it like now there how many deaths per year are overdose deaths from?
So right now,
It's like more than ever, right?
right now, I just checked this like last week. 180 people die from overdoses in America each day.
Yeah. See, that's
180
Insane.
a day, and that's like whatever. Like that's throughout the whole country.
Mhm.
But like it's definitely like in Connecticut, it's definitely like 20-30 people.
yeah.
Because you got to figure like this is like a coastal city, a coastal like state with big cities in it. Like maybe there's not a lot of people dying in fucking Iowa,
Right.
But like anywhere where there's population, that's where
Yeah.
the main drug use
And like
is going
we
on.
hear about it, like
Yeah.
it's like
Nobody doesn't know anybody.
Connecticut's a
that-
small state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, if you don't know anybody that's ever been like affected by like opioid use or opioid addiction or somebody overdosing, you have to live under a rock.
Of course. Yeah, I think in like the past, since I grew up, like since I left high school, I think there's been 4 friends of mine who have died from overdoses.
Yeah. And those are, like,
it's
people you knew.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So like, I got, I'm trying to make this cutoff like January 1st for the art. But
Right.
if anybody gets in touch with me before that and is like, yo, I got this, either you got to come get it, I'm going to send it to the P.O. box, I'm going to send it to your house.
Right.
Like, but like, I'm going, then because I just want, they don't have to have it in my hands, but they have to be committed by January 1st. Of
course.
So I can make that list.
Yeah.
And then that's when I'm going to make the next flyer with the list of artists
Right,
on it.
right.
And then we could go from there.
Yeah, and then you get like your mailing list for all of the people you want to invite to be involved,
And it's just like one of those things. It's just like people are going to know whether it's Facebook, Instagram, flyers
definitely.
they see,
Definitely.
an email blast. But It's going to be $10 minimum donation at the door. You can give 100, you can give 1,000,
Give whatever you want. Yeah.
You got to give at least 10. But everybody that donated art or is doing something, like I got this one printing company in Hartford that reached out to me and was like, we'd love to make T-shirts for like
That's
the
awesome.
staff.
Yeah.
Like anybody that's doing anything as far as like, I got a bunch of chefs that reached out and was like, yo, can we cook?
Yeah.
So anybody that's doing anything like that, they get in for free,
That's great.
obviously.
Yeah.
But anybody else past that, $10 minimum
Sure.
donation. Bring your friends. Bring everybody. You know, it's not going to be a black tie affair.
Right,
Like you can
right.
wear whatever the fuck you want.
Right.
But like, hopefully it'll mold itself. If I can get it to a couple years, like through it.
Then you'll see how it grows and where it's going to take it, you know, like how to do it each year, you know.
Yep. Then
It'll
I
become
can
its own
start
thing.
like really concentrating it and pointing
Right.
it in a different direction.
Right.
But maybe like next year it'll always be something drug related.
Oh,
But
yeah.
maybe next year it'll be like to a different like donee,
Sure.
like a different place that'll get
Yeah.
the money. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to pull that all together right now, and it's
Yeah.
just like
I mean, that's going to be big.
it's an
It's a
undertaking.
great idea.
But
yeah.
I have it in me to do it. Like I totally have
And
it
I
in
mean,
me.
you do more than a lot of people I know,
I hear it every day.
and
dude.
you're
My-
good at it, man.
I don't know. I don't know
thi-
if I'm good at it.
This is a big undertaking,
Yeah.
and I'm really I'm happy that you're doing it.
Dude, you know how I came up with the idea?
How?
So, I have a patient that started painting a couple years back.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, you know, he'll paint like beach scenes or like
Mhm.
woodland scenes.
Sure.
And he takes pictures on his phone. He brings them in. He shows me a new painting every time. I see him every 2 weeks.
Right.
Shows me a new painting every time. And over the years, this dude just got like, he's like 50 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He fucking blew, like he's really good. And I had him in my office maybe like last year or a year and a half ago. And there's a big open piece of wall right outside my door. And my boss was like, why don't you ask him to paint a mural? Like, or like not a mural, but like a scene from one of his like paintings on the freaking wall outside your thing. And I was like, well, will we pay him for the stuff? She's like, yeah, have him go to the art store, make a list of everything he needs, submit it, I'll get him the cash. I was like, all right. He did, boom, came in, dude killed it in like a week. Now there's
That's
a
awesome.
full like river scene with like ducks flying, and it's like kind of like reflective, like
Mhm.
the trees, but then you see them also in the water.
Sure. Yeah.
He killed it.
That's sick.
So maybe like 2 months ago, he's in my office and he's like showing me paintings, and
Mhm.
he puts them in like the state fairs and shit, and he sells them from there,
Yeah.
like $100-200
Yeah.
or he wins like a medal.
Right.
And I'm sitting around, I was like, dude, you know what would be sick? Like to have a fucking art show, like to benefit like
Yeah.
some sort of something
Exactly.
involved with addiction. And he's like, dude, I would give a piece to that. He's like, I'd donate you one. And I was like, wow, let me think about this.
Yeah.
And then it just like it rolled from there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I just like made
That's
it
the
public.
other thing too. I mean, like, how many really, even if they're not making like super like thought-provoking, you know, like art or whatever, how many incredible artists are there that just know how to like make good work that aren't getting an opportunity to show it? Like, where I see some shit art
Yeah.
selling for like
A
money
lot
that
of
it should
money.
never sell for,
Yeah.
you know. And it's like, of course, like there's all the other shit that goes with it, like hype and, you know, like who the person is. But I mean, and of course, like it's not about like what's fair and unfair. I mean, because that's just how the world is. But I mean, there's so many talented artists that don't get an opportunity to show it, whether they might not want to, they might not realize that, hey, there is an opportunity. You're good enough to show your work here. You don't have to show it at state fairs, you know?
Yeah.
You know, and they just need to know that. They need the opportunity, or else they're not going to do it. Like, they don't know like this kind of stuff exists, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people like that, I think. And I think
Yeah.
this is a good I mean, obviously you're going to have other artists who are more established there, but it's also a good opportunity to get these, like someone like that in, and he's already networking with people who are doing it for a living, you know?
Yeah, and the thing is that'll be cool about it is just like the whole networking aspect. These people can meet each other.
Yeah, you're getting
this
all different types of
environment.
people into one room.
Yep.
And that's what you need to do. It's a melting pot. And yeah.
I'm psyched, dude. I
Yeah,
just
it's
hope
gonna
it
be a
fucking.
big deal.
I hope it goes down
It'll
the way
be
I want
great.
it to go down. But all right, dude. We went an hour and 22 minutes.
Yeah.
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 You want to close with the story about Drew's mom? Drew's mom.
Yeah.
Is it funny?
I mean, it wasn't funny when it was happening.
But it would be funny now.
Yeah. Sure.
Lay it on me.
So, we had a guest. My fiance's mother was our guest over the summer, over 4th of July weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And she was actually staying with my fiance's sister. But they were out shopping late, and Drew didn't want to drop her off at her sister's, so she stayed at our house. I had just sat down on my couch after jiu-jitsu, 2 hours. And I think I was at the gym that morning. Sat down. I think I even had my food that I got delivered. You know, I smoked a little bit, and I'm feeling like finally I can relax.
You're home.
Get a phone call. Hey, we're outside. Can you let us in? We got a bunch of bags of groceries. So I'm like, all right. Put my food down. Hide my joint. Because, you know, she's like old school Chinese.
Yeah.
And she doesn't speak any English. So I'm slowly trying to learn a little Chinese.
Okay.
But, you know, we'll
That's
get
a
there.
hard road.
It's a hard road, man. So I let them in. I come in, and Drew was like, oh, yeah, so she's going to be staying with us tonight. I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. You know, unfortunately, our living room air conditioner had broken, so we only had the air conditioner that was way back in our bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
So Drew was like, can she sleep in our bedroom, you know, on the air mattress, so it's cool in there? I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever, you know. Can I eat my dinner, you know? And so I'm like, yeah, I blow up the air mattress for her. I'm sitting down, and like they get along, but they yell at each other a lot. So there's a lot of yelling. It's loud, and so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to bed. So I go to bed. I wake up like 2 hours later, Ben, I thought there was a helicopter, because there's always helicopters like looking for people in Brooklyn, you know.
Yeah.
It sounded like there was a helicopter.
So you live right off Marcy.
Yeah, I live in
right.
Bed-Stuy between Marcy and Tompkins.
Okay.
Yeah. And I thought there was a helicopter low overhead.
Yeah.
It was her mom snoring, man. You know, dude, it was so loud. So I'm furious. I'm sitting there, and I'm like, all right, what am I going to do? I got to go back to sleep. And I couldn't. So I was getting really mad. And it was like, I got up to like turn the air conditioner up more, so I thought maybe it would drown it out. And like I'm trying to like dance over her air mattress, but I also like want to like kick her a little bit. You know?
My God.
So I go back to bed, and I'm like, this isn't working. Fuck it. I'm gonna sweat. So I go out into the living room, and I just lay on the couch, and I'm sitting there.
It's just hot as fuck.
It's hot as fuck. The door to my bedroom shut. Our apartment's not that small either. Like, there's some space.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding. I could still hear the snoring from my living room. So, long story short, I got no sleep that night. Woke up the next day, 4th of July. They wake up. They're already arguing. I just go and take a nap in the bedroom. That's fine.
How did your girl sleep, though? Did she fake sleep and not say anything?
She slept. I don't know how. That's actually a really good question, because I was so upset and you know, selfish. Like, I only wanted to sleep.
Yeah.
You know, so I didn't even ask her.
Well,
But
you probably saw her being
she was
fine.
asleep, and I think that made me really mad too. You know? And so I was just like, everyone else is sleeping and I'm fucked. So anyways, the next morning I'm like, okay, we got a picnic to go to. I'm tired. I'm gonna try and take a nap. I think I went to the gym because I just needed to like just get out of there.
Get it out.
Anyways, we finally are ready to leave for the picnic. It's like 95 degrees in New York. I go to get into the car. Can't turn the car on because she left the lights on.
Ooh.
So her mom's coming out and trying to get into the car, and I'm trying to direct her. I'm like, no, don't get into the car. It's too hot. We can't do anything with the car right now. Like, we have to find someone to jump it. We spent like an hour trying to jump this fucking car to drive the mom home. We had to, you know, then go to the picnic, do that whole thing. Yeah, it was just that's the story. I don't know. Fucked. You know.
Oh man,
Just snoring, man.
I've never I snore, but I don't think it's that bad. And I think I only do it when I'm super tired and I lay on my back. Like if I'm laying on my side or on my stomach, I don't snore.
Really?
It's only if my head's like that. And like same thing with Meg. Like she don't snore.
Yeah.
But I think if anybody lays on their back and they're tired enough, like a drunk person, you're snoring because you're deep in sleep.
Yeah.
You know, but like I've never really had that problem.
This was like snoring with bass. You know, like
Some people have it
you
like
could
that.
feel it.
Dude, I've seen like there was like infomercials like that shit ruins people's relationships.
Dude,
like, but dudes go
could
have
see that.
they go have like the surgery done where that
Yeah.
little flap they get it cut so it
Yeah.
doesn't do it anymore.
Right.
Yeah, and you could just breathe freely.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
No,
crazy.
I told her. Oh, I like told Drew. I'm like, tell her. We were at breakfast. I'm like, tell her that her snoring kept me up all night. And
What she did? She had to like she had to speak to her in Chinese.
Yeah.
And what she
and then
said?
she apologized, but she started laughing. And she's like in the meet. She's like, she likes to eat peanuts.
Yeah.
So she's just like throwing peanuts on my plate, and she's laughing, and she's like, I'm sorry. And like I can't get that mad.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm still.
Is she like a nice little lady?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't get
I'm
mad at her.
still like furious.
That's fucking hilarious, dude. Holy shit. All right, man.
Yeah.
Let's
this was a
fucking
pleasure.
let's call this one.
Go drink some virgin cocktails.
Yeah, we're gonna go out to a cocktail bar in Middletown called Conspiracy that I've been hearing about. I know they make some sexy cocktails, but I also know they make some sexy mocktails. So me and Jake and Meg are gonna go out, and we'll let you know fucking how that was. And yeah, man, fucking we'll have you back at some point.
Oh, thank you for having me. It was a
we
pleasure.
didn't fucking talk about any black metal, dude. We talked about life.
We talked about life.
We're gonna get another sick fucker on here, and we'll have like a black metal round table.
We're gonna have a round table.
We'll get
Yeah.
like Ryan. We'll get like Ryan from Ipsissimus and Night Bitch, and then we'll get Mike Lull.
Yeah, we got to get them.
And then we'll all
That'll be
talk
fun.
about like
yeah,
Germanic heathenism,
dark Germanic heathenism.
Germanic heathenism.
Anti-cosmic dark Germanic heathenism.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jake Blake.
Thank you.
Yeah. 1, 2. Back from Atlanta, so Vu, I think he's dying. He got the cancer in his liver, lungs, and spine. His 2 kids about the same age as mine. And every time I think of them girls, I start crying. So now I'm trying to shift my focus. Sipping on hibiscus tea with rose hips. Herbal remedy, there's memories in a roach clip. Let me chill with this mix I made just for this road trip. Every other night I fall asleep on my sofa. A weird looking white guy just like Sammy Sosa. Got old, I suppose, even watched the Charlie Roses. Grays everywhere, all in my ear and my nose hairs. Wish I was young again, drinking chocolate knee-high. Now I'm up before the sun because I need a little me time. Up before my daughter, sorta stressed about this refi. For every dope 90s group, there's 90 other me-fi me's. Yo, could we please get off our own dicks? The kids are alright, let them go and have their own shit. Homes, I got my own kids, I simply don't care if they pay homage to my youth. My job's to focus on theirs. I say the kids are alright, but the grown-ups are fucked. I say the kids are alright, but the grown-ups are fucked. I say the kids are alright, but the grown-ups are fucked. I say the kids are alright, but the grown-ups are fucked. I say the kids are alright. The kids are alright. The kids are alright. The kids are alright. I wear my shame like a plain Keith Haring tee. Faded like my tattoos, which I view as embarrassing. I snapped at my kid today for acting like a know-it-all, and now I feel like shit. There's so much that I don't know it all. I'm going to Qdoba, bruh, gonna eat my feelings. Meat stuffed tortilla, that's a recipe for healing. My pico, the gallows, humor kismet for the shallow. Human buffalo, 66, my own Vincent Gallo. Movie duties at Graffiti Rock. My brood is a needy flock. Tend to keep my distance set for Christmas when I drink a lot and maybe pop a tab. A van acid, the production sets the atmosphere, it's like an ant classic. All the old schools have been replaced by the new schools. All the new professors second guessed by the old fools. I used to watch the box, plus I used to drive a box truck. Used to shuck and jive a phone and pussy like a cock tuck. Might just be a construct, the time old in my my memory, so now I just stand there and say nothing like I'm Eric B. Get my Marshawn Lynch on, disappear like Pinch on. Older and I'm chubby, sorta schlubby like I'm Vince Vaughn. The kids are alright, but the grown-ups are fucked. I say the kids are alright, but the grown-ups are fucked. I say the kids are alright, but the grown-ups are fucked. I say the kids are alright, but the grown-ups are fucked. I say the kids are alright. The kids are alright. The kids are alright. The kids are alright. Hello? Yo, I'm so tired of motherfuckers. I hate the city, hate the country, hate the suburbs. I hate Republicans and Democrats and demagogues. I hate my bills, I hate my debt, I hate my dead end job. I hate a culture, this insulting, hateful discourse. I hate the discord and the rap reviews at Pitchfork. I hate the think piece, the hot take and the bike lanes. I hate my allergies, my aching feet and migraines. I hate I'm not as dope as Skip Coon. I hate that I sound bored and arrogant like Brit Hume. I hate Apple, I hate streaming, I hate Spotify. Actually, I'm lying, I subscribe and that shit's kinda fly. I hate Portlandia and grown-ups riding scooters. I hate foodies, but I love some fucking food trucks. I hate cops killing black kids and rappers saying f***. I hate Ayn Rand disciples, Atlas Shrugged and Dagny Taggart. I hate Whole Foods and I hate you if you shop there. I hate The Gap, I hate Banana, I hate Rockaway. I hate you if you think the tip was better than Fife. I hate boomers, I hate Gen X, but the kids, aight.